Before you decide to reinvent yourself, there is one question that you need to ask and to answer. I'll let you know what that is in this video. How's it going, reinventors? I'm Amelia. This is Reinventing You. In this channel, I want to inspire and encourage you to reinvent yourself so that you can live a life of joy, fulfillment, and purpose. I want to welcome back all the regular followers of Reinventing You and ask everyone to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. In this video, I'll be addressing the elephant. In this video, I'll be addressing the elephant in the reinventing room. And also, I'm also going to give a life update, kind of give you some background of why this question is important for reinventors and really for the general population. So there's going to be some facts and figures, but if you want to get to my life update or if you want to skip the facts and figures, all those things in the comments below, I have timestamps where you can go forward to all of those things. One of the decisions I had to make in 2017 was to reinvent myself, and I decided to do that by retiring early after 20 years in the ministry. Now, when I did that, I also said I'm going to reinvent myself, and I'm still in that process. But one of the things that I find very interesting is all of a sudden the things that I was considering and thinking about are really hot, trendy topics, I guess you could say. And we now know them as either the Great Resignation or the Great Retirement. Now, I retired early. I was, I guess, sort of part of that pre-Great Retirement movement. And I don't get benefits because of my age. I've got to wait about 12, 15 years, something like that. I had to make a major decision in my reinventing process to retire early. So in essence, it was all about quitting my job. And I know that is the question many people who are considering reinventing themselves are asking, should I quit my job? So the question all reinventors have to ask and to answer themselves is, should I quit my job? Even if you're thinking of reinventing relationships or your health, quitting your job may be the answer for you, or at least something that you have to consider. I mean, for instance, if you're trying to change your relationships and you find your coworkers and your peers in your career to be toxic people to be around, that may be a sign, well, I need to quit my job. If you are finding the work you are doing to be physically, mentally, spiritually draining and stressing you out and causing health problems, then that may be part of your reinventing process in that area as well. So it's a question anybody who considers reinventing themselves to ask. Even I know people who reinvented themselves in terms of their careers. They changed career tracks, but it had to involve some of those questions like, should I quit my job? Should I change? Should I retire? Should I get more education or more training? Should I try a new field? Should I try to get employed elsewhere before I quit? All of those questions. And that is the big elephant in the room when it comes to reinventing yourself. Now, of course, if you've already retired or if you were forced to be laid off or forced to quit or even forced to retire early and you didn't plan on that, this may be a moot point for you, but it might be another thing to consider. You might say, well, should I go back to work? Or should I somehow use the skills and job and be a contract worker? All of those questions might be helpful for you, even if you are not working now or had to quit your job for whatever reason. Now, I do want to address the fact that quitting your job is sort of a trendy thing right now. And in fact, there are some young adults in their 20s or 30s who are saying, I'm going to make enough money so that I can retire super early. And that's not the audience that I'm addressing. That's if that's you, then that is to me a totally different animal. And so this one is more about people who've been working for a while, specifically in a same career or a career where it feels like a dead end, or they're burned out or stressed over their work, or you just feel like you need to make a change. And so I'm talking about the people who are in midlife, the people who are in mid-career, the people who have been at it a while and having to make a big decision. And I realize it's trending mainly because of the pandemic, although there may be other issues, such as the economy, which has also been affected by the pandemic. But this is, the pandemic has caused some major changes in a lot of people all around the world. And this is one area in terms of jobs and quitting jobs. In fact, according to a Wall Street Journal, about 4.3 million workers quit their jobs as of August of 2021. That's a lot of people, and that's in the U.S. According to the PBS NewsHour, more than 2.6 million people retired in February of 2020, right as the pandemic was beginning in America. And while Armand-Pour and Company claims that as of April of 2021, more than 20 million people had quit or lost their jobs. That's a significant number of people. A lot of people are calling it the Great Resignation or the Great Retirement, so I'm going to call it the GR for short. And I'm pretty much addressing the Great Retirement rather than the Great Quit or the Great Resignation. The Great Quit, that's a new one. Now there are a number of factors leading up to the Great Resignation or the GR in 2020 and 2021, but here are some that are directly related to reinventing yourself. Questions like, what do I want to do with my life? What does work mean to me? What is the meaning of life for me? What is my purpose? What do I have to offer the world? I am no longer going to hide. This is me, my new life. Money is not the only thing in life. I must take a risk because the potential is a huge reward. Burnout. The last issue, burnout, is actually a very essential one for reinventing and for today. Jennifer Moss on Armand-Pour and Company called it the burnout epidemic. And she defines burnout as stress unmanaged at work. And this is actually what the World Health Organization defined it in 2019. I know the World Health Organization has, not some great connotations, but it's very helpful to have that word of burnout really defined. So burnout is stress unmanaged at work. And there's three main components of this burnout. The first is exhaustion, like being constantly tired, not just I need to sleep in this weekend, but just constantly tired even when you've gotten enough rest. Disengagement from work. Where you're no longer concerned or you don't feel good about what you're doing. And the cynicism is also the third thing, which is a feeling of hopelessness, a feeling of being disconnected. You don't feel like you can control anything. Most folks who are burned out don't feel like they're being supported in terms of their mental health. And they say things like, I'm done. I'm going to find a new way of doing things. When I heard those words, I said, that was me in 2017 and 2018. Exhaustion, disengagement, and cynicism. Cynicism. Major for me. I was burned out. Okay, at this point you may be thinking, I'm trying to convince you to quit your job or retire early in order to reinvent yourself. And I'm just telling you right now, that is not my purpose. What I am saying is, because you've decided to reinvent yourself or you're considering reinventing yourself, most likely the questions about your job or career or what you're doing with your life are going to come up. They're going to bubble to the surface. And you have got to sit down and take some time to ask those questions. Should I quit my job? Should I retire early? Should I continue to what I'm doing? Should I continue to do what I'm doing? And especially if you're unhappy, if you feel a lack of fulfillment and purpose, this is something that you need to seriously consider as part of your reinventing process. Timber Hawkeye said, "Don't let the concept of change scare you as much as the prospect of remaining unhappy." Think about this. If you stay where you are, how are you going to feel? If you follow where you feel led to go, how are you going to feel? I know there are probably other factors to consider. If you want to change jobs or quit or retire early, if you're struggling with those things, if you are wondering, you're burned out, you're stressed, you're unhappy, and you're asking yourself, why am I putting up with this? What's making me not make any changes? All of those things are really something that you have to struggle with. I cannot answer those questions for you. I cannot reach to the screen and tell you what to do. But I want to help you in that process. So my next video, I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to help walk you through struggling with, should you retire early? Should you quit? Should you retire? Should you be part of the Great Resignation at this time of your life? And I hope that you will watch that video. Now, if it's later on and you can go ahead and watch it now, I've actually posted a link in the comments and at the end screen, and you can check that out. I hope to see you in that video. And now for some life update. I know that those of you who have not been following me for a while are probably not interested in this, so you can just you can skip forward to the end, or let's just keep looking for the next video. But I just wanted to let you know what's going on with me. A lot of people are saying, in fact, my husband ran into somebody who's actually one of my followers and said, I miss your wife on YouTube. Where is she? It has been absolutely crazy. If anybody tells you that remodeling is a, stop and go, like you start here and then you're done, that is not true. It is like a constant thing, especially retiring and remodeling and moving and everything has been crazy, because we are constantly still cleaning out and we're still getting new furniture and we're still doing this, doing some improvements, mainly because we just want to get the house done and, not wait forever to do some things. For instance, we do have a guest room. We have our son's room, we have our bedroom, we have a guest room, and we're waiting on the mattress to come in. So, it's like a constant thing. In addition, my husband did retire fully this past summer, and so he now has a part-time job, and so he's been busy with that. So before, he was sort of around, he could do things, and now it's, we're rushing to get things done when we're both off, because I'm, of course, still doing my same part-time work at the fair trade store, and I'm actually increased my hours. So not only am I going in at least twice a week, sometimes 3 or 4 times a week, I'm also doing work online. So that has kind of crept into our schedule. So all of those things have meant our schedules have been crazy in the last couple of Mondays, which is Monday's usually the day where I video and make plans and all that kind of stuff. One Monday I went to a doctor, which I had not done in a long time, which is good. I did that. I'm healthy, everything's fine, but just wanted to get that physical done. And then also another Monday, my employer was ill and she could not work, and so I had to go in and fill in for her, which is fine. I don't mind doing that, but it's just sort of, Monday's my day to get going. And when I don't have those, then I lose my momentum. And what's happened in the last couple of weeks. Also, we did go out of town, and that kind of put me off on my schedule as well. Finally saw my dad after 2 years, so that was really good. He's not doing well. Of course, he's 89, so, that can be expected. But it was really good to see him and my stepmother. So, all of those things have happened, but the biggest news that I have, which a lot of people think I'm crazy, but I got my eyebrow pierced, and I didn't want to make a big deal about it on social media or I should say I did post it on Facebook, but I didn't want to make it a big deal on this channel. It's still healing, so, that's been something that I have dealt with, so that's new. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a really, really long time, like years. So, and one question people ask, they don't ask why I do it. They said, did it hurt? Well, it did a little bit at that time, but then, it's like a dull ache, like a sinus headache for a little while. And then, it's been fine. So it does take several months to heal. So that's something I know I'll be, babying for a little bit. But that's sort of my life update of things that are happening. And as you can see, I got a new chair for my office. So I actually have a comfy chair down here. I guess it's an office/studio. And so that has been, a good thing. Of course, it's been warmer, so we've been doing some yard work. I mean, all of these things are part of my life update. I mean, I know you're probably really seriously interested, but you must be, because one of my very first videos is a day in the retired life. I have a link below in the comments. It is like my most popular video. It's like 10,000 views or something. I'm like, and it was made like 3 years ago. I think it was done, I think I did it in 2019 actually. And so I don't know why that's my favorite, my most popular video. I need to update it because a lot of changes have taken place since then. So hopefully that I will do so soon. That's my life update video. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed, if you haven't liked, if you haven't commented, if you haven't shared this video, now is the time to do that. Now I can hear it now. Everybody is going to say, Reinventing You, the channel that encourages you to quit your job and get body art. Not true. It means to be yourself and reinvent your life. Have a great one.